Well, they'll certainly want to take a step forward after back-to-back defeats coming into tonight for Ryan Mason's West Brom. Chris, tonight's a bit of a test of the resolve for his squad in the early part of his management, because we really need to see some character. They certainly won't want to lose 3 on the bounce against a side as packed full of quality, really, as Leicester City. They may well come under intense scrutiny tonight. Will it be about character predominantly? Yeah, 100%. You know, go out there, be brave enough. You have to go and earn the right to play the way that you want to, you know, and Ryan Mason has a clear philosophy: get the ball down, patient build up, try and control the game with the ball. But, you know, you've got another 11 players out there to stop you from doing exactly that. So you have to go, be competitive, first off, earn the right to play that way, and then have the quality and composure to get the ball down, play, be creative, give the fans something to shout about as well. It's a massive game for both. New era, Jim, began not too long ago for West Brom. Ryan Mason, I guess, the young hope of a manager for the club to try and move forward. With good experience at Tottenham Hotspur, of course. As I mentioned, 2 defeats in a row. He won't want that negative momentum to continue. But 4 games against Preston and Ipswich, trips to Millwall, Norwich, Watford as well. Tough games coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are in a position, they're 6 games in, they've already played the current top 2 away from home. So that, in many ways, makes where they are look that little bit better. They lost at Middlesbrough, they won at Stoke, which was an excellent result. They've got Leicester tonight here, who are a top 5 side. Then the next home game, as you say, against Preston, also currently in the top 5. So once they've got tonight and that game out of the way, they may be in a run of fixtures where if they're going to have a good crack at it, they should be winning more often than not. Ipswich away, one of those, the favourites of the division, as we've talked about. But with the likes of Watford away, Sheffield Wednesday at home, both of whom are struggling at the moment, I think that you could say that maybe the next 6-8 weeks will give us a pretty good idea of where West Brom are going to be.
Looking to tonight's game and who might win the game for the Baggies, we've got to talk about Isaac Price. Very good player, showing that already. 3 goals in the league, a volley against Germany for Northern Ireland. The only thing I ask for now, and I, as you guys know, often ask for a lot, but I want to see a bit of aggression. I want to see him now taking the ball by the horns. He is that good. He needs to show a little bit of bravado. He's an attacking player. I think he has the quality. Does he have that raw energy to kind of take the game and win it for his side? Yeah, he does. You know, I think obviously Tom Fellows has left, but Isaac Price was the most creative player for West Brom. He can influence the game very, very nice on the eye, understands his position, picks up those little pockets, asks questions in behind as well, and has real good quality. And he has a knack of just arriving at the box at the right time to get on the end of quality coming in. So yeah, he is the main man for me. He has to step up. I agree that a little bit of aggression in his performance to actually, like you say, take hold of the game and say, you know, I am the main man, I can do this, with a bit of magic, like you say, turn the game on its head. So no, massive influence. Looking forward to seeing him tonight. A raft of quality players on show for your live and exclusive EFL action here on Talksport 2. Points feeling very precious even at this early stage of the championship season. Leicester City out to win at the Hawthorns for the 7th time in a row in the league. West Brom will even take a draw tonight, I think, to avoid a 3rd straight league defeat. Let's join former Wolves and Scotland forward Chris Walumo and Talksport's Jim Proudfoot.
Hugh, thank you very much indeed. While the 2 teams are out, let me remind you of the personnel tonight. Josh Griffiths making his 150th league appearance in goal for Ryan Mason's West Brom. Right back, George Campbell, the American international. All-new centre-half partnership of Nat Phillips and Chris Meppen for this season. And Charlie Taylor making his debut for the club at left back. Jason Molumby played at 10 in that game that we brought you last week up on Teesside. He's dropping that little bit deeper alongside Alex Mowat tonight. Illing Jr. making his first start for the club on one side, Johnston the other, and Isaac Price on his 22nd birthday supporting the striker Ona Hegerberg up front. The man who made his Norwegian international debut in their 11-1 win against Moldova earlier this month. On the bench for the Baggies tonight, the 3 players left out of the starting lineup, Stiles, Diakite and Wallace. They all started at Middlesbrough last week, along with Bielik, Madger, Collier, Gilchrist, Bostock And the substitute goalkeeper is Joe Wildsmith. For Leicester, Jakub Stolarczyk in goal, hoping for a 4th clean sheet in 5. A back 4 of Ricardo Pereira, Fass, Vestergaard and Luke Thomas. Samare alongside Winks in the heart of the midfield. Fatawu and Mavididi either side of Jordan James in the number 10 role. Just his 2nd start for the club after his loan move from Rennes. And Jordan Ayew playing up front. On the bench for Leicester, Akoli, Decordova-Reid, Christensen, Chowdhury, Carranza, Daka, Skip, Monga and Begovic for Marti Cifuentes, Leicester City, who are in their change kit tonight. Pink shirts, black shorts, and they will be kicking from right to left, attacking the Brummie Road end here at the Hawthorns in this first half. It's a nice, dry, crisp evening here in the Black Country. And there is a little bit of anticipation in the air, Chris. 7th against 4th. The winners of this one will be 2nd at the end of the night, and being the right side of that dotted line, even at this stage of the season, feels very significant.
Well, what a motivational tool that is. You know, that's the expectation. Go out there and deliver. What I will say, this West Brom side, even at the Riverside last weekend, were aggressive. That defensive line was high, making sure they were very on the front foot, trying to force the error in the right areas, and then they had that ability to control a lot of the game, but they have to be creative with it. Very much playing in their own defensive third. They have to be creative, get down in the flanks and create opportunities.
So we're underway. Leicester with a kick-off. Kicking from right to left, Jordan James going back for Stolarczyk. Boom forward by him, flicked on by Ayew. And then turned forward up the right-hand side by Ricardo Pereira. Good early possession this for Leicester City. Fatawu, though, well tackled. And the ball goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken over on the far touchline. No, thought about a long throw inside the Albion penalty area at that juncture. Work back instead for Fass and Vestergaard, and now down towards Luke Thomas, who clips it left-footed. Ayew giving chase. It's overhit, though. And it's an easy one for Nat Phillips to be able to shepherd behind over the line and out of play for a goal kick. George Campbell playing at right back, started the season playing at centre half, the American international who they signed from Montreal in the summer. But it is Phillips and Mepham in the centre and Campbell at right back. And with the experience of Charlie Taylor now at left back as well, it's a formidable looking defensive quartet for the Albion.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, I think you've got leaders out there, but it's all about the quality going forward. George Campbell has that athleticism, power. Can he go up and support Illing Jr. at every opportunity? It's all about being creative in that attacking third, but then they will have a lot of the ball, so it's about what they do with it. But Leicester have started well, moving it fast.
Ref's just had his best touch of the night, incidentally. He couldn't get out of the way of a little toe poke forward from Leicester. And Stephen Martin putting his hand up to apologise, but it's a drop ball to restart play. Leicester have it at the back, fast to Vestergaard, and now down towards Thomas. They turn quickly through the midfield for Samare, back for Vestergaard. Good ball from him between the lines. And Ricardo Pereira making another trademark diagonal run into the heart of midfield, where he becomes an extra man. He was then fouled. Mowat, the player that caught him. Well, it's a free kick to Leicester, who've started the brighter of the two teams. The vast majority of possession through the opening couple of minutes here on Talksport 2 has been concentrated away to our left, and they have it again now with Fatawu trying to get the ball in. That's easily cleared, though, by the dark-haired Mowat in the heart of the midfield, and straight through for Stolarczyk. But Leicester setting down their stall early on.
Yes,
Chris.
they are. No, fantastic ball, wasn't it, from Vestergaard? Pereira using his intelligence just to kind of come inside, create that extra man. Fantastic control as well, taken down. But they're not afraid to put it down the channel as well. Jim, you know, that defensive line of West Brom's trying to step up, leaving no holes down both flanks. A little bit of quality clip down. Thomas tried one earlier.
Campbell fires a long ball forward here. Fass can easily head it away, and Harry Winks does want to get his foot on the ball in the midfield. Turns it to his right-hand side for Fass. Out towards Ricardo Pereira. Cleverly found there by Fatawu. And then played forward, and Ayew has got round the back. He's got a man over him. Mavididi at the far post. Could have pulled it back for Jordan James. Instead, he went for goal, misses the target. And if he found either of his teammates, it would have been 1-0 to Leicester.
Yeah, it's a fantastic run. Great ball down the side as well. Ayew, it's wrong decision, isn't it? You know, he wants to take the shot on, I understand that. But you've got Mavididi there, Jordan James. Just pick your head up, have that composure, that little bit of quality, that final pass, just cut it back. 3 against 2 there as well, Jim. Fantastic opportunity.
Well, a really good start for Leicester. Nothing to show for it. There probably should have been after that. Samari's gone down hurt. Vestergaard is asking the referee to stop play because Samari was down. And then just as he put whistle to mouth, Samari got back to his feet. So he's able to continue. And the ball has gone out of play for an Albion throw over on the far touchline that Mikey Johnston was looking to take quickly. He's going to leave it instead for Charlie Taylor behind him. 0-0. We've played 4 minutes here on Talksport 2. We'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on in the Ryder Cup as well. Whereas Hugh was saying in the afternoon games, at the moment out on the course, Europe up in 2 and the USA are up in 2. It's 3-1 to Europe from the games this morning. Lovely turn by Campbell, who seemed to turn into trouble and then beautifully, easily pirouette out of it just as quickly. Albion get it back and work it back via Malumbi to goalkeeper Josh Griffiths. And now Mowat is going to be able to bring it forward. Played out towards Taylor, former Leeds and Burnley man, now on loan from Southampton here at the Hawthorns. Into Mowat, back for Chris Mepham. Mepham controlling it, finding Phillips, and Albion will conservatively bring it forward through the midfield.
Yeah, but they need to be more urgent with it. You know, the passing, it's not really moving Leicester around. That's a poor one there from Milling Jr.
Yeah, fell straight for Harry Winks in the midfield, and a quick 1-2 between him and Fatawu. Now Samare goes back to Wout Faes. Coming into this round of fixtures, these two sides had the lowest percentage of long passes in the division. West Brom only 10%. Leicester better still at 9%, and yet we've already seen, and we see it again there, Vestergaard mixing it up with a long ball forward. That's flicked off down towards Ayew, clipped in by Ricardo Pereira, headed away by Phillips, breaks back on the edge of the box for Fatawu. Albion able to get bodies in the way of that long range shot, and then the whistle goes, and it's a free kick to West Brom.
Well, it's just excellent from Fatawu there. You know, great quality in, picking up second balls, being alive to it, taking the opportunity on. Was he used his hand there? Definitely wasn't offside.
I think it must have been a handball that was given. And a free kick taken by West Brom, turn 4. First opportunity for Isaac Price to try and find a way through, and Samari dealt with him very easily. Lays it back for Winks, fast to Ricardo. And now Yannick Vestergaard back for Wout Faes again. He scored the winner against Sheffield Wednesday on the opening weekend, but only making his second league start under Cifuentes tonight. Back for Vestergaard again. Brings it towards the edge of the centre circle. And once more looking to try and play that ball in between the lines. It was a little bit harder to do so on that occasion. Ayew bringing it forward. Fouled by Malumbi.
It's excellent. So strong from Ayew there. Good quality. Turns his man, gets away, takes a foul. But that's what you want from your striker. Hold up play, allowing your players, allowing your team to get up and support.
Well, I think Marty Cifuentes will be delighted with the start that his team have made. Have been much the better side. Haven't seen anything of Albion as an attacking entity through the opening 7 minutes here on Talksport 2. Mavididi getting to the byline here. Hangs up a high ball towards the far post. And it's a good enough defensive header from Taylor to be able to steer it down towards the corner flag. Albion under pressure with Johnston. But he and Taylor between them are able to get it away. But at the moment it is one-way traffic in terms of possession through the opening stage of the game. 2/3, 1/3 in Leicester's favour. As near as makes no difference. 65-35. And now another free kick goes their way for a foul off the ball by Hegerberg, who's just caught Samare on the edge of the centre circle.
Yeah, he's dropping deep. He's sitting beside Isaac Price, as Leicester are so dominant. I just need a little bit more from Isaac Price. Yeah, he finds those little pockets when West Brom are in possession, but he needs to get a little bit closer to Samari or Harry Winks. Try and influence it. Try and force the error there. Mavididi, excellent. Always an outlet, wants the ball. So direct.
So the free kick taken, works short again to Luke Thomas. Vestergaard, fastened, back for Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk taking a touch on the edge of the D. He conceded 2 goals in his last 4 games in that thrilling 2-2 draw at Oxford. And now Vestergaard looks long. Ayew bringing the ball down. He's got himself isolated against Chris Mepham for a moment, but back comes Campbell. And the American's able to clear.
Well, it's a game plan, isn't it? So he's set them up. He says this is a high line you're going to play against. Look at the quality that we've got going forward. Vestergaard's already shown. He's looking there first. Is it on? They're willing to make the run in behind as well. It's a great ball to Ayew. Fantastic touch as well. Just showed a little bit too much of it.
So how do West Brom even get a foothold in this game, Chris? Because at the moment they're not winning any individual battles.
Yeah, but the whole point of the defensive line stepping up, Jim, is so the midfield pushes on. That then pushes the tackles on. But look at this just now. Hegwa's nowhere near, Price is nowhere near, Mikey Johnson and Illing Jr. They have to be on the front foot, be aggressive, force the issue. If Leicester then play through that high press, then I understand you've got to respect that and sit back a little bit deeper and then just be hard to break down, and in that transition use the ball better. But at the minute they're nowhere near.
Jordan James has given possession away. He tried to fire it out towards the far touchline, but it sailed over the head of Fatawu. West Brom with the ball at the back again. Go back to Griffiths, who's under a modicum of pressure from Ayew. Plays it out towards the bearded Nat Phillips, the former Liverpool man. It's a lovely touch around the corner from Hegerberg. And now Illing Jr. can make his way towards the edge of the penalty area. He's waltzed his way all the way through, past Wout Faes, and side foots it into the corner. That is what he is all about. West Brom haven't had a kick in the opening 9 minutes, but they got the ball to Samuel Illing Jr. and the former Juventus man took up the cudgels and walked through the Leicester back line. West Brom 1, Leicester 0, and it's already going to be a debut to remember for Samuel Illing Jr.
It's a wonderful goal from start to finish. Nat Phillips coming out the 18-yard box, gets his head up. Isaac Price comes out into the right channel. Illing Jr. comes inside. He fires it into Hegerberg. It's a fantastic little touch round the corner with the left boot. Illing Jr. just drives at the heart of the Leicester defence, cuts inside, takes one man on. I tell you what, defensively it has to be stopped, but great quality. As soon as he got into the 18-yard box, he's off balance, Jim. It's just a little toe poke past the goalkeeper. I tell you, it's an excellent finish, absolutely excellent finish to find that bottom right-hand corner. Against the run of play, but yeah, who cares?
First sight of goal, and they lead by a goal to nil. A goal that would take them up to second in the championship table ahead of the games over the rest of the weekend. Samuel Illing Jr., who started his career in Italy, is English, and then moved from Juventus to Villa in an £11 million deal. Just hasn't worked for him at Aston Villa so far. He came here, played 20 minutes at home to Derby, his only appearance so far, put in the starting lineup tonight and giving an exhibition of his talents. Although Leicester will be very frustrated at how easy it was for him to just walk past Wout Faes on the edge of the penalty area. Fatawu laying the ball back here, chipped inside the Albion penalty area, but knocked away by Malumbi. Vestergaard, the tallest man on the pitch, can steer it down towards Mavididi. Now Leicester chasing the game for all the territorial advantage and possessional advantage they've had in the early stages, finding themselves trailing 1-0. Vestergaard with another long ball, for too long that time, and it just brushes the corner flag on its way out of play for a West Brom throw. 12 gone here on Talksport 2. West Brom 1, Leicester City 0.
And this is where I feel that even though Ryan Mason wants his West Brom side to get the ball down and play that expansive game, they are comfortable without it. They can sit in. That defensive line goes a little bit deeper. You know, you've got Isaac Price and Hegerberg just dropping back and just being very, very compact. This is where Leicester now have to be creative. They have to take risks to try and get back in the game, and then I guess West Brom can try and capitalise on that, playing counter-attack football. But there is going to be opportunities for that defensive line to actually step up. Now Nat Phillips, Mepham, they have to be organising, stepping up, pushing the midfield on to try and make it difficult at the minute. You know, Leicester are seeing all the ball, but it's the long ball that's going to be the answer, I think, causing a few problems getting in behind this West Brom defence.
James plays the ball back for Thomas to Vestergaard and out towards Faes. Vestergaard's got it again. Leicester inside their own half, and this time there was more intensity in the press, and Price tries to force the error out of Vestergaard, who was lunging forward to kick the ball out of harm's way. And that meant that it was a fight ball in the heart of midfield, and West Brom win a free kick as a result of that. We've got more live championship action for you here on Talksport 2 tomorrow. It's a double bill across the Midlands at Coventry, for Coventry against Birmingham. A build-up starting at 12 for a 12:30 kickoff tomorrow, and it's followed by Southampton-Middlesbrough, a game that could have ramifications, significant ramifications towards the end of the season. So 2 more live championship games for you on the Talksport network tomorrow, both here on Talksport 2. Leicester winning possession back easily in the midfield. Mavadidi's done brilliant to turn Illing Jr. one way, then the other, and then another Albion player comes back, and he just put the brakes on to invite contact from Campbell, and he's won the free kick. That was superbly done by Steffi Mavadidi.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go there. You know, I think fantastic technical ability as well, just close control. Then he realised that the contact was coming, just got his body between ball and man, and went down. It is a free kick. But yeah, fantastic quality there from Mavadidi.
And it's given Leicester a free kick 20 yards or so outside the penalty area. Luke Thomas is standing over it. Fass has made his way forward. Ayew stands in the D. It's just worked square towards Harry Winks, and now briskly played out towards the right-hand side for Ricardo Pereira. Good ball in from him, only just too high for Fass, and headed away by Phillips before he got to Ayew. Luke Thomas picks up the pieces, and the direction on his pass back towards his goalkeeper wasn't great. Fell for Winks, who was immediately under pressure from Price, but he could get it back to Stolarczyk. Now Leicester go long, but West Brom get it back, and since the goal they've probably had more possession, counterintuitively, than they did before the goal. Yeah,
it's give that attacking line. You know, you've got Price going, putting Stolarczyk under a little bit of pressure. Good quality. He just needs to be better protected. That's a real opportunity. 4v3 there was in West Brom's favour. Just the decision of the pass. Find Hegerboy, he holds up the ball very, very well.
And it ends up being a Leicester free kick for a foul on Harry Winks. 15 minutes in, West Brom 1, Leicester 0. They've taken more points on the road, the Baggies, so far than they have here. 4 in their 3 matches here. They were beaten by Derby, saw off Blackburn on their own turf. Leicester with an identical record away from home. Fantastic play down the right flank from Fatawu. Left-footed ball curved inside the box. Mavadidi travelled a long way to try and make something of it. Luke Thomas has done well to recycle it under pressure from Illing Jr., the goal scorer, and he's laid it back for Samare. That was fantastic play from Fatawu on the right-hand side. And one of those nights where the wingers from both sides really on song.
Yeah, really enjoying the football, aren't they, there? Fatawu there, up against 2, just knocks it long, but it's end product. That's what you want. As I say, being a striker, it's just about the service that's coming in. I've got to say, both wingers are properly at it. Good service coming into the box as well.
Vestergaard into the feet of Ayew. Thought he was fouled. Referee Martin allows play to go on. Leicester still got it. Winks back out to Fatawu again. Really heavily involved in these early stages. Vestergaard to Winks. Once more, had the Fatawu with the opportunity to try and take on Charlie Taylor. Johnson's doubling up in front of him. Ball infield is nodded down by Ricardo Pereira, and then his ball back for Vestergaard was very nearly seized upon by Price, and had he got past Vestergaard, he would have been clean through. Albion can clear as Leicester then work into the edge of the penalty area. It was Jason Malumbi that smacked it upfield, but back it will come again. But it's high-risk defensive tactic at times from Leicester City. Isaac Price can get himself isolated against Vestergaard on halfway like he did there. You would imagine more often than not the Albion man would win the battle. James plays it down towards Mavadidi. Mavadini turning inside onto his right foot, went for the reverse ball for the run of Jordan James, couldn't find him, and then West Brom in bringing it away see Illing Jr. foul.
It's a silly one from Mavadini. Illing Jr. he's got nowhere to go because everyone is behind the ball. He's getting in, he's had a look up, everyone's there in line with him there. Mavadini, just put pressure on, force him to go back. You've done your job, and then you step up and put that pressure on there. To give a foul away, it's a let out. But like you say, I think Isaac Price just sitting, they're comfortable, compact, but they're just stepping, they're edging, setting those little traps. Leicester just need to move the ball a little bit more, a little bit more urgency.
Taylor to Mowat, to Johnston, to Mepham. Now to Jason Malumbi, the Irishman for West Bromwich Albion. George Campbell going back for Nat Phillips again. Phillips, who for a 28-year-old centre-half is very lightly raced. He's still made fewer than 150 senior appearances in his career, but the experience that he had in that Liverpool injury crisis has certainly served him in really good stead. Fine player at this level. Illing Jr. has it on the Albion right, and they end up winning a throw, which is taken quickly. Isaac Price dropping it back at the feet of Campbell. Looks a very good acquisition. Phillips to Mepham. Out for Taylor. It's one of 3 changes, if you're just joining us, that Ryan Mason has made tonight as he looks to arrest this little mini slump that Albion have had, losing 2 in a row after being unbeaten in the first 5 games of the season. Thomas has got the ball in his hands. It's going to be a Leicester throw, which will be taken pretty much on halfway. 19 minutes gone, and here's Chris Uwelema.
Yeah, Somali's just trying to kind of go in the back at Isaac Price, follow him everywhere. So the space is he's dragging him into wide areas. So then you're looking at Nat Phillips, Campbell. They've got to find Hegebo.
And Hegerber's got it, and he's got time to turn. He's got Mikey Johnston to his left. He just rolls him in. Johnston forced wider than he wanted to go, but he's got 3 to try and pick out. Gets it onto his right foot, can't get a cross in. Taylor can, deep towards Price at the far post, but he's offside.
Fantastic quality, Hegebo in that little pocket as well. He's driving at the heart of defence. I think he's got to take the shot there, Jim. He's 20 yards from goal. The pass to Mickey Johnson is too overhit as well. But then it's an opportunity to get a chance at goal. And again, it's not a great ball in, hung up, but Isaac Price looking across the line there, shouldn't be offside. Still one to give away.
He's got a couple of goals this season, Ona Hegerber, since signing from Brann in his native Norway in a £4.5 million deal. He scored against Derby in the League Cup and then scored last week in the match that you heard here on Talksport 2 this time last week with Chris up at Middlesbrough. But he's a 1 in 3 man in his career. Yep. 65 in 191, almost exactly 1 in 3. A very good leader of the line, but it's going to be his ability to be able to bring Price into it as much as his own goal-scoring prowess that will probably determine how successful he is here.
Spot on. As a striker, you are going to be judged on goals and probably goals alone. His hold-up play is very good, albeit we're not really seeing that tonight because he has to find the space.
Illing Jr. trying to sweep ball forward inside the Leicester penalty area after it was hit to him in a long diagonal. He looked as though he was going to control it and kill it, and then he just nudged it into his path, but he couldn't find a way round Vestergaard. And when the ball goes out of play, it's been given as a Leicester throw rather than the Albion throw that the home side thought they had. And Luke Thomas is just being told to make no further progress before restarting plays. Throwing it back for Yannick Vestergaard. We're a minute short of the midway stage of this first half. A first half in which Leicester were completely dominant in the opening 10 minutes, only for Samuel Illing Jr. on his first start for West Brom to run 40 yards and tuck one into the bottom right-hand corner. And that's the difference between the two teams at the moment. Vestergaard finding Winks. Fass looking long with the ball over the top, and it's just rolled away from Ayew. But that ball where they turn Mepham is on all the time. 100%
on. That defensive line is stepping up again, trying to put a little bit more urgency on the likes of Price and Hegebo to go and try and make things happen. It's a great ball from Wout Fass as well. Jordan Ayew's timing of the run is excellent, just a little bit too much on it.
Vestergaard under pressure from Illing Jr. Back for his goalkeeper. And now Fass can bring it away. Fass in the centre circle when he plays the pass down to Steffi Mavididi. Mavididi's due a goal. He's only netted once in his last 17, which was a goal at Brighton back in April. Finding Samare, back from him to Jordan James, now Thomas to Winks. Winks on the edge of the centre circle to Fass, and everybody apart from Stalacic is in West Bromwich Albion territory, including the man in possession for Tawu. Space for Ricardo Pereira behind him. 1-2 between him and Harry Winks, and back out to the right again. Then with the edge of the Albion box. Nobody taking the responsibility to deliver into the edge of the penalty area. The striker's having to make a multitude of runs. It's pulled back now for James, whose dipping effort, via a deflection, didn't clear the bar by much. Gone out for a corner.
It's excellent play from Leicester. Turned down 2 opportunities to put the ball in, but Pereira linking up with Harry Winks, and obviously Jordan James with the shot. Fantastic little interplay as well to create that opportunity for James. He should be hitting the target though. He knows he's just make sure get the head over the ball, get it down, but make sure you're working Griffiths in that West Brom goal there. 20.
James taking the corner, and it's easily headed away. Back in from Winks, and maybe closer than it initially looked, because Griffiths had to accelerate as he dived across his line and threw out a right hand. He might have had it covered, but it went about a foot wide. Yeah,
a good connection from Harry Winks, wasn't it? I think Griffiths seen it late, had that reaction, but knew exactly where his goal was.
Sure, there'll be good conversations after the game between Harry Winks and Ryan Mason. The two have spent a lot of time together, of not dissimilar age in their footballing educations at Tottenham. Mason, probably about 4 years older than Winks, I guess, but two men that know each other very well, but ostensibly in opposition tonight. Ball played back for Campbell. Illing Jr. was caught by Thomas. Play goes on. Laid off by Alex Mowat. And now around the corner from Price. Illing Jr. getting towards the byline. James has followed him every step of the way and has done well to just get the ball away. Then turns very neatly on his own dead ball line. Takes it inside his own penalty area and then picks a pass. Finds Winks, whose quick feet took him away from the first challenge, but just presented the ball to Malumbi. And Albion, as a result of that, win it back. And Mepham will get it forward out to Taylor. Taylor going back for Chris Mepham again and into the feet of Alex Mowat.
Well, how many times Mikey Johnson making the right run wasn't played through Hegerber a couple of minutes ago. There, Charlie Taylor has a real opportunity just to put it down the line. Give it to Mikey Johnson. This is what you're going to get.
Johnston coming in off that left flank onto his right foot. Couldn't get himself into a position to unleash, and lays the ball back instead. Campbell. And now played forward by Malumbi. Out from Mepham. Back out to that Albion left flank. Malumbi's got it again. Now another chance for West Brom to try and pick the right pass. And Ryan Mason bobbing up and down on the edge of his technical area. Just wants a little bit more urgency. They end up getting a free kick on the right-hand side after a foul. I think it was Nat Phillips that was brought down as he came forward from the back, but Mason was really frustrated there. There's just a lack of tempo and a lack of a progressive pass, all a little bit safe.
Yeah, for me, very, very soft free kick to give away there. Jason Malumbi's coming inside, Samari does his job. Very, very slight contact. I don't think enough to give the free kick, but can they capitalise off the back of it?
So the big guns forward. Hegerman making a run across the penalty area, so too Price. It's delivered him very deep. It's just brushed off Ricardo Pereira's head as it goes out to the West Brom left. Another chance to potentially deliver. Mowat urged to shoot, was never likely to. He's too far out. Just exchanging passes instead with Malumbi. Now back out towards Johnston on the Albion left, and he's trying to go the long way round and work the ball in. Pereira's clearance is a poor one. Barely got it outside the penalty area. Then an Albion player goes down. It was outside the box rather than in. The big appeals, nothing given. And play continues with West Brom having to build from that little bit deeper as they look to try and double their advantage. They've led since the opening 10 minutes. Samuel Illing Jr. with a wonderful goal to break the deadlock. It's been a more even contest since then, but notwithstanding the brilliance of the goal, Leicester will certainly feel that they don't deserve to be behind here. Mowat, again picking up the ball in the midfield. Finding Malumbi. Malumbi down to the right-hand side for Campbell. Campbell's first thought always to try and turn back inside rather than work it down the line. Mowat will look for the long ball swirling over the head of Thomas, but Illing Jr.'s control let him down that time. It's gone out of play for a goal kick.
Jen, you've called it. You know, Campbell there, when he gets the ball, they've moved it well, they've worked it. It's got to be into Price, it's got to be into Hegerber. Illing Jr.'s an option as well, but it's always a safe option. Always comes back then that moment's gone. You've got to then try and work it again. They'd worked it ever so well. Be aggressive, be forward thinking.
Leicester have a goal kick. They've taken it short, just playing possession football through their own penalty area for a moment, and then when the ball is laid down the touchline, James trying to slide to keep it in, can't do so, and he goes out for a throw that'll be taken by Luke Thomas. We're 28 minutes in here on Talksport 2. Tomorrow's Premier League action over on Talksport kicks off with Brentford against Manchester United. 11 o'clock the build-up starts ahead of a 12:30 kickoff. Stuart Pearce alongside Sam Matterface in West London tomorrow, as Albion again very nearly catch Harry Winks in possession on the edge of his own penalty area. A Game Day Live follows at 2:30 after that Brentford-Manchester United game. And then 8 o'clock, bonus live Premier League action for you. Again from North London this time, Spurs against Wolves, who are still looking, despite that good cup run, for their first points of the season. Spurs-Wolves kicking off at 8 tomorrow on Talksport. High ball played forward again by Leicester. They win the seconds around the edge of the box after a injudicious defensive header. Fatawu, left-footed, curving always high and wide. Yeah, Ryan Mason will be happy at the minute. I think without the ball, very, very organised, very structured. That front two, front three are going pressing together as well. Charlie Taylor, their body positioning was excellent. That ball over the top for Fatawu. He goes, makes sure he wins the first contact. The only issue is it's so important that West Brom then have to pick up second balls straight away. Leicester are onto it, create that opportunity, but shot from distance, 25, 27 yards it was. Let's say Griffiths will be happy with that. The latest in the golf, incidentally, it is still 2 points each as things stand on the course right now, with a 3-1 Europe lead. We'll keep you updated on Talksport 2. We welcome listeners from Talksport. Half an hour in here at the Hawthorns. West Brom leading Leicester by a goal to nil. A goal that, when it came, was very much against the run of play, and a sensational goal from Samuel Illing Jr., the young winger on loan from Aston Villa. He's had time at Juventus, hardly had a kick, but picked up possession about 10 yards inside the Leicester half, ran it out fast, just tiptoed his way past him, drew another defender and slotted the ball off balance into the bottom right-hand corner. It's been a more even contest since then. Leicester completely dominant through the opening 10 minutes before the concession. They're on possession now on the left-hand side with Jordan James, who's come closest for them to scoring an equalising goal with a dipping effort that deflected just over the bar. That cross headed over there by Fatawu. Chris Uwelimo's alongside me. 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion. Probably 1-1 would be a fair reflection of what we've seen. Yeah, I have to agree with that, Jim. What I will say, I think West Brom, after the goal, they have kind of got more into the game, seen a lot more of the ball and using it well. Leicester have dominated it, of course, but not really created that clear-cut chance off the back of it, getting into really good areas, but wrong decision. Wrong little, just the qualities using to be lifted in that attacking third for Leicester. Vestergaard able to get the ball forward here. Ricardo Pereira couldn't get it past Mepham the first time of asking, but he can now feed Steffi Mavroidis inside the penalty area. Ball just too high for Ayew, and Albion can get it away. And both sides have been able to get themselves into that kind of position quite frequently, where it's all about the quality of the final ball or they pick the wrong pass. We've had very few really clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. Jim, you don't have the luxury of having the monitors there, but I think that's an excellent ball from Mavroidis there. Ayew's just mistimed it. Yeah. You know, he's just got to come. He's got away. It's an excellent ball with pace as well. So all it is make the contact and have the accuracy. Hit the target. All the pace is on the ball itself. 32 minutes gone. Commentary continues on Talksport 2. If you've got the Talksport app, it's easy to seamlessly swipe left and right and keep abreast of what's going on. But with 32 minutes played here at the Hawthorns, it's West Brom 1, Leicester 0. And a free kick that will be taken by the Albion on the right-hand side. Campbell in no hurry to take it. West Brom have beat Blackburn here on the opening day. They haven't won any of the 3 matches they played in League and Cup at the Hawthorns since then. They're in possession with Campbell. He's gone back for Phillips. Phillips to Chris Mepham, who's got a stack of international caps, more than 50 now for Wales. He's worked it back inside his penalty area, and there was a foul off the ball on Alex Mowat. Albion still had possession. The referee maybe a little bit curiously put whistle to his mouth, but he wants a word with Ayew. He's not going to book him, but just breaking up that Albion passing move just to have a word in passing with the perpetrator of the foul. Campbell coming in off the right-hand side, finding Mowat. Mowat taking a touch, working it back to the edge of his own penalty area. 12 to go to half-time. Now out towards Charlie Taylor on the West Brom left. Taylor infield towards Mowat. Mepham through his own penalty area for Phillips. West Brom able to build comfortably here. Down towards Campbell. Now towards Mepham. Well, 4 defenders who are comfortable in possession, and West Brom always making the most of that. I mean, certainly, if you had to guess who the 4 players that have seen more of the ball than anyone else, I'm going for probably every member of the Albion back line has been in that top 4.
Yeah, all comfortable in possession, Jim, but they're still passing up opportunities to play it forward. Mowat and Malumbi picking up great little positions as well. Hegeber's always wanting the ball to feet. Just be brave to play that cut and pass. Look at that.
That's a beautiful ball. Price out towards Taylor. Takes a touch, fires it in. Not the best defensive header from Thomas. Falls for Isaac Price, whose right-footed shot deflects off Thomas, who got back in position. But it goes out of play for West Brom's first corner.
Just be brave. That quality pass to Mikey Johnson, end product as well. Isaac Price coming down, and to fair, okay, Leicester defend very, very well. I think it's the wrong option to take the shot on there. I think get the ball down, drive into the box, commit the defender. Then can you release Illing Jr. on this right-hand side?
So the corner will be taken on the Albion right. And Illing Jr. stands right in front of the goalkeeper, making life difficult for Stelacic, almost on his toes. West Brom then have 4 more to attack it on the edge of the 6-yard box. Hegeber is in there. He makes a darting near post run. The ball hitting deeper than that. Easily headed away. Comes outside the penalty area for a long-range effort. It was well worth a strike. It was Jason Malumbi got hold of it, but whilst he had the power, he didn't have the precision to be able to divert it into the corner. Stelacic makes the save and bowls it out quickly for Fass. Fass just caught as he lays the ball off on the turn. Leicester try and work it down to the left-hand side for Mavididi, but Campbell read that. And now he can come forward. Just looked up, didn't like the fact that he had very few options, and then turned down a blind alley and had to hurriedly play the ball out. And West Brom have been able to maintain possession, and they go out to the left-hand side for Charlie Taylor. 1-0 with 9 to go to the break.
Yeah, he's done well there, Josh Campbell. You know, he's probably the most advanced player. He's driving forward, keep possession of the ball. I think Leicester, they cannot leave Mikey Johnson, Jason Malumbi at the edge of the box for corner kicks again, surely. Either you've got to make sure that you clear the area, but someone has to be half and half, if not marking the pair.
Winks. Laid out to the Albion right-hand side. Now Leicester are able to come in field. Down towards Mavididi. Mavididi controlling it, stuck out a right foot, brought it down. A really nice run ahead of him from the blonde-haired Jordan James. Welsh international playing it back to the corner of the penalty area. Mavididi trying to wriggle his way through. Ayew's missed that, and coming in at the far post, Ricardo Pereira has scuffed it wide.
Has to be a goal. Has to be a goal. I've got to say Mavididi again, fantastic quality, a little bit of trickery, not touching the ball, but just has the eye to see the pass and to pick it out as well. Jordan Ayew's taking Nat Phillips away, and I've got to say Pereira's coming in, gets the contact. He's claiming it's a corner kick. We don't have the luxury of the monitors, but I tell you what, it should be hitting the target from there. Read the flight of the ball very, very well.
Now, lovely little cushion header. Price finding Hegeber. Goalkeeper spills it, but had time to recover. Stelacic. He's got his hands behind it, took the sting out of the shot, and was able to gather at the second attempt.
Yeah, I don't mind that from Hegeber. You know, good control, taking it into the box, taking the opportunity on, went for power. Stelacic, like you say, okay hands, shoot. Like you say, should be a straightforward one for a goalkeeper, that one. Straight at him.
So Leicester able to bring it out again. A goal that they conceded, incidentally, only the 6th that they've conceded this season. They and West Brom, both among 11 sides in the division that have conceded a goal a game or less so far this season. A number of impressive defensive records being built. Campbell's done well under duress on the touchline to be able to skewer the ball away from Mavididi. Leicester win it back, but deeper. Vestergaard to Fass. Winks back for the elaborately coiffured Belgian. Now Vestergaard getting it forward again. Samare able to turn. James ahead of him. First time layoff, got the ball away from Illing Jr. Mavididi goes back for Luke Thomas. It's all about 20, 25 yards outside the West Brom penalty area at the moment, with Leicester wearing pink, but not in the pink, with a scoreline of 1-0 to West Brom right now. And the Albion can get it forward and work it out towards Johnston. Johnston never needing a second invitation to try and run at his man. And he just flicked away by Ricardo Pereira, but he's been able to get Albion 30, 40 yards up the field. They've got to throw level with the edge of the Leicester box.
He's been a fantastic outlet, wants the ball. The runs that he makes, his movement is excellent, but good little bit of link-up play with Malumbi and Isaac Price. Malumbi finds Mikey Johnson, always wanting the ball, but that's what he wants, you know, running into the opposition half, got the full half to run into, taking his man on, and like you say, winning West Brom that throw-in out of absolutely nothing.
6 to go to half-time. West Brom 1, Leicester 0 here on Talksport 2. West Brom take the throw and make a real mess of it. The return ball goes straight out of play. And then, as Leicester take a throw quickly, Ayew was fouled by Mepham. And the referee has given the free kick. I thought for a moment he was going to book Chris Mepham there, but he hasn't. Still, nobody has had their name taken so far tonight. Let me tell you the latest in the golf then. Raman Straga 3 up through 11 against Scheffler and Spawn. Fleetwood and Rose 1 down after 10 against Griffin and DeChambeau. Aberg and Højgaard 3 down after 9 against Young and Thomas. And McIlroy and Lowry 2 up through 9 against Burns and Cantlay. So 2-2 out on the course at the moment. 5-3 Europe leading if it were to stay that way. Won the morning session 3-1 Europe. Here it's 1-0, 5 minutes to go to half-time. The ball is over on the Leicester City right. Getting to the byline. Right-footed cross is sliced away straight over Josh Griffith's goal. And out of play for a goal kick that the Albion will take.
We'll talk about Mikey Johnson, what he does when West Brom are in possession of the ball, but the work rate coming back, trying to double up with Charlie Taylor on Fatawu there, fantastic. And that's what you want defensively. Everyone knows the responsibilities without the ball. Switched on.
Griffiths, no thought of a short one this time. He allows everybody to push forward. First season that he's begun as the first choice keeper here. He's had some decent loan spells away. Now being able to get the ball forward here, and Price has made no attempt to try and play that. He made a run towards it, knew he was offside, and then stopped. But the referee's assistant was already putting his flag up, and the free kick goes Leicester's way. No complaints from Isaac Price. Got a fantastic goal-scoring record for his country. 10 international goals for Northern Ireland before the age of 22.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? But I've got to say, Jason Millenbean needs to know his player. You know, that he doesn't have to take 2-3 touches and then make the pass. That can be clipped first time. You know, Isaac Price is making the run. He knows he's got the intelligence. He knows he's got the movement. Just clip it round with a little bit of quality. One touch, and he'll be onside.
Vestergaard chips the ball forward, and Ayew is offside. Knew that he was. Had to make a play for it anyway. The flag is up, and it's a free kick that will be taken by West Brom. Again, just fading a little bit, fizzling out before we get to half-time. I think both sides need a little bit of a reset at the break. Albion will be certainly the happy with the way that the first half has gone. Leicester starting brightly but have faded, and they haven't really been able to get the ball out wide towards Fatawu and Mavididi with the regularity that they did in the early stages where they were both causing problems. West Brom have been able to cut out the supply line latterly.
Yeah, they've done very well. I think defensively, like you said, that defensive unit very, very comfortable on the ball, so they're receiving it, they're slowing it down. Leicester are having to then step up, and then that's when West Brom are trying to play through the thirds.
Fass sliding it forward, one back by West Brom, and then in turn by Fass, and then given away by Ricardo Pereira and Illing Jr. Was that an attempt on goal? He was 20 yards. He was south of Charlie Adam territory. That's how deep he was. I think he saw out the corner of his eye that Stolarczyk was off his line and has tried to hoik it over his head, but it bounced towards the edge of the penalty area and was way off target. I'm hoping it was a shot, because if it was a pass, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, I thought it was just let's just clear it. You know, I think that's where he just has to have that little bit of composure. He has options, just close passing, keep the ball, create another angle, rather than just give it back to Leicester, who are dominant with the ball, but not really doing anything with it. Jim.
Yeah, possession still in Leicester's favour. But as you say, they're just not creating the chances that they would have expected to up to this point. 7 attempts, but none on target. Albion have had 3 on target, including the goal. Fass has defended that really well as West Brom worked it forward quickly down the left-hand side. And he was on the stretch, and he's kicked the ball into his opponent. And it's gone out of play for a throw. A throw can't be taken quickly, because West Brom just got to make sure that Johnston is okay. Certainly felt the force of that as it was smacked into him from about 2 feet away. Yeah, it's a great ball down the side. Mikey Johnston's always going to be a willing runner, but fantastic defending, positioning as well. And rather than just come and clear the ball, he knows exactly what he's doing there. About Fass as well, fantastic defending. And Mikey Johnston definitely still trying to shake that one off. Yeah, I bet he is. Here's Vestergaard, bringing the ball forward. Just a brief break in play there, and Marty Cifuentes was having a word with Steffi Mavididi. Cifuentes yet to beat West Brom in his managerial career. This is 4th attempt, and his side have got work to do. I'd imagine only 1 extra minute at the end of this first half. Lewis Smith, the 4th official, will let us know in a moment. Mavididi turning the ball back inside. James with a touch, lays it back for Harry Winks, who's inside the centre circle. And it goes out to the Leicester right. Pereira showing for the ball to be knocked short. It's delivered in deep instead and headed away. Sure enough, just 1 extra minute to be added on. Albion get the ball away with Charlie Taylor towards halfway. Vestergaard controls it into Winks. And back for the giant Dane again in his white boots. Now for Wout Fass out on the right-hand touchline in this phase of play. He worked it infield for Ricardo Pereira. Goes back for Winks. Now to Thomas. Mavididi giving the width on the Leicester left. Already halfway through that first extra minute. And if Leicester are going to get one more half chance before half time, they're going to have to be quick about it now. Fass to Vestergaard. Ball out to Mavididi is on. They've played it down to him this time. Mavididi with an opportunity to run at Campbell. Trying to take him on the outside. Can't beat him. And the United States international has done well. Stands firm. Then Samari runs into the referee. Play goes on. Winks. The minute is up. Fatawu on the edge of the penalty area. Good ball in. Are you going up for it? It was Mavididi that got his head to it. It's come off the side of his head. Good defending by Campbell as well. And that sees us through to half-time. Samuel Illing Jr. with a moment of brilliance 10 minutes in. Has to be said, not necessarily a moment of brilliance that this game has deserved. It's been quite static at times. Very few shots on target for all the possession that Leicester have had. They've got work to do, because as things stand right now, Albion are going above them and up to 2nd in the table. Half-time, West Brom 1, Leicester 0.
Well, the stats don't necessarily reflect what we've seen so far. Leicester have had 61% of the possession, 7 shots, none of those on target. Compare that to 4 shots with 3 on target for West Bromwich Albion. Leicester have had 0.75 XG, just 0.21 for West Brom, and maybe that suggests just how fantastic the opening goal was from Samuel Illing Jr. Chris Iwelumo inside the Hawthorns for Talksport 2. Let's start with the goal. It was a brilliant goal, but it did come against the run of plays. Drafted into the starting lineup and paid his manager back immediately. Yeah, it was a fantastic finish. You know, I think just the ball into Hegebo, the touch just round the corner. And like you say, Illing Jr. then just driving to the heart of defence. Fantastic little bit of control, taking it into the 18-yard box. Defensively, he has to be hit hard there and fairly. But you know what? He was allowed to drive into the 18-yard box and then had the composure to find that bottom right-hand corner with a little bit of power. Just to get it past Chris. I do like the analysis. You made it very polite, but what you meant is someone's got to take him out.
Yeah, 100%. You know, he's driven, 25, 30 yards into the 18-yard box, and then he's allowed to take the shot on. So someone's just got to go and, like you say, make a challenge, backing off, and then the distance between them as well, the centre-backs. And he just went right through the middle, nowhere near good enough defensively, but you can't take anything away from the finish itself. And then off the back of that, West Brom have got a little bit of wind in their sails, kind of grew into the game, the confidence go up, albeit, yeah, Leicester have got more of the ball, but they've not. They've put in some excellent balls into the box, and to be fair, they have to be getting on the end, and when they do, make sure you hit the target, make sure you work Josh Griffiths in the West Brom goal, because there have been some excellent crosses coming in, great opportunities.
There was a philosophical moment for Wout Faes. If a Wout Faes falls in the forest, then there's no one there to hear it. Did it really make any noise at all? I mean, he fell like in stages, but I think it points to the fact that the momentum, the mobility of Vestergaard and Faes, and the fear they have of stepping up and leaving space behind them, is what allowed Illing Jr. to basically have the run of the Hawthorns. There is a fear for that central defensive partnership. Yeah, no, they've seen a lot of the ball, but no, I agree with that. I think Hegebo has had, he's had some nice touches, not seen enough of it, but I think they've got to be able to influence the game. You know, with the ball, they have to step up, make sure it's a high defensive line. What does that do? It pushes the likes of Harry Winks, Samari on, that they can actually pick up, but they have. They've been the majority of the half. They've been inside the West Brom half, controlling the ball. So the question that Isaac Price is trying to do, Mikey Johnson trying to do, is trying to kind of play off the shoulder, play in behind. But West Brom just haven't really had that quality more often than not. When they have done, they've got something off the back of it, albeit a throw in, a corner kick, an opportunity at goal. But we've not seen it enough. They're very, very comfortable without the ball, West Brom. Leicester, that Fatabu down the right hand side, Mavididi down the left, that's where it's going to come from, because they're seeing a lot of the ball, quality's coming into the box. It's just that final piece of the puzzle that's needed. Just on staying with the West Brom attack, I do feel like Mikey Johnson's going to be asked to make that angled run from out wide in behind. If Hegebo can drop deep, a la Harry Kane, if you like, and create that void, because someone's going to have to come into the midfield with him. He's really growing in stature. This is a game where he's becoming more and more confident. He got his goal last week for West Brom, but today, even the little flick round the corner to assist Illing Jr. for the goal, he's having almost too much influence on this game. No, he's a good player. He's a good player, but like you say, he does all the hard yards. You know, he's dropping back. He's without the ball. They're compact. He understands in that transition that he'll always present him. He'll always want the ball. And this is where I feel that you're across the back, that defensive unit of West Brom, don't pass it up. Be brave enough to fire it into the feet, because he's a good player. He'll make it stick. He'll link other players in. You know, I think, and this is where I feel that when you're talking about the likes of Wout Faes and Vestergaard, they have to go and take responsibility of that. But what does that do? That then creates a space for the likes of Mikey Johnson, Isaac Price to ask those questions in behind, Illing Jr., as he did for the goal. The spaces have to be right. So with the ball, I understand, high line, go and keep the pressure on, the distances are right. Without the ball, then you have to then either press high, make sure the distances are right, or you drop. You know, but at the minute, you've got Wout Faes and Vestergaard dropping, in the space in between them and Winks and Samari is far too big, and West Brom haven't capitalised too many times, but when they have, it's causing problems. I wonder if both managers will be contemplating changes, maybe in particular at Martí Cifuentes, the Leicester City boss. His team really blunt in attack, 7 shots, none of those on target. Maybe Patson Daka will be warming up in earnest at the break. We'll be back with Chris Alumo and Jim Proudfoot very shortly. West Brom haven't beaten Leicester at home in the league since 2010, but they're halfway towards ending that horrid run thanks to a magical goal from Samuel Illing Jr. At the break on EFL Game Day Live, it's West Brom 1, Leicester 0.
The sports machine turns you on to the power of live football.
He fires in a beauty.
EFL Live on Talksport 2.
Get ahead of the game every supercharged sporting Saturday on Talksport with Travis Perkins. Make the warm-up a part of your weekly matchday ritual.
The game is underway.
And get an unrivaled preview of all the upcoming unmissable football action.
Absolutely first class.
With expert predictions, pitch-perfect analysis, and a top-flight lineup of guests. Guaranteed. The Warm-Up with Max Rushton and Charlie Baker. Tomorrow morning from 9 on Talksport with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade.
Tradespeople. Fixers, makers and doers of the undone. Anyone who knows their way around a toolbox. With Seeker on your side, there's no detail too small and tricky. No design too grand and no mission too impossible. With a range of products for every job and quality you can count on, nothing can stand in your way. Not even the length of this ad break. So can someone stick the tunes back on? Seeker, bring it on.
Zero, nada, zilch. When Vauxhall say 0%, they mean 0%. No catch, no compromise. 0% APR is available now across the Vauxhall car range, including the all-new Frontera Electric. With a minimum 20% deposit and up to 4 years on offer, what's not to like? You'll pay 0% APR for 100% Vauxhall. Search Vauxhall to find out more. Personal contract purchase. 20% deposit required, subject to status and availability. T's and C's and exclusions apply. Stellantis Financial Services.
Push the boat out, hon. All the way out to Alaska. Aldi's wild Alaskan sockeye salmon steak is defo bolder in colour and totes richer in flavour. This bougie beauty is a bit of me. Go all fancy with Aldi, specially selected.
In the UK, there are more than 3 million lost pensions.
Find us.
At AJ Bell, we're on a mission to reunite you with yours. In fact, every time we track down a pension, we ring a bell. It's really quite fun. If you love the sound of bells, it's definitely not a little annoying. Can we turn the music up a bit? These bells are doing my head in. Open an account today and let us help find your long-lost pensions. AJ Bell. Feel good investing. Pension criteria apply. The value of your investments can go down as well as up.
It's the last chance to get yourself a ticket for Saturday's Lotto draw.
It could be you.
Lotto from the National Lottery. Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Sunday afternoon, the Women's Super League live on Talksport 2.
Brilliant goal! Liverpool versus Manchester United.
And that settles it. Coverage from 11:45. Kick-off 12 noon.
A moment of magic.
Sunday afternoon, the Women's Super League live on fan-fueled live football phenomenon. Talksport 2, the unstoppable force of live football.
Brilliant goal!
EFL live on Talksport 2.
Dan's gone into the penalty area, punishes them, rolls the ball into the bottom corner, and Brentford strike first.
I feel like we're just growing as a group. The relationships are forming, the understanding of what we're trying to achieve.
Easy as you like. Brentford are absolutely cruising.
Finish in Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1.
We need to win the next one, and that is the most important feeling that we have to take for the next week.
This shambles of a Manchester United team.
It just looked like a bang average Premier League team. That's what they look like. That's the way it's going to be for them, I think, for the foreseeable future.
You're listening to EFL Live here on Talksport 2 at half-time. West Brom 1, Leicester 0. Full second-half commentary to come. Just to let you know, some scores from the evening in other sports. Rugby Union's Prem, yes, it's been rebranded. The Prem, 50 minutes on the clock. Harlequin 17, Bath 21. At Newcastle Red Bulls have also been rebranded. Newcastle 10, at Saracens 15, 46 minutes played in that one. Of course, the opening fixtures of the season for these teams. And in Rugby League, Super League, in the playoffs, Lee 18, Wakefield 0 at the break. Remember, at 12:30, you can hear Manchester United's visit to Brentford live on Talksport tomorrow. Later in the day at 8 p.m, you'll hear commentary from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Spurs host Wolves. Here on Talksport 2 tomorrow, a double-header of EFL action, including Coventry against Birmingham at 12:30, followed by Southampton against the league leaders Middlesbrough from 3 p.m. Let's hear from the Birmingham City boss, Chris Davis now. They got back to winning ways last time out with a victory over Swansea. And ahead of the game this weekend, he's been speaking to Talksport's Tom Ross.
If I can take you back to when the first time I interviewed you, you talked about fitness and the importance of it and energy, and nobody would be fitter. Now, we're finding now that teams in the first half are usually as fit as you, but as the game wears on is when you become stronger. And we've seen that with the winning goal last week.
Yeah, I think that's been the case. We've finished games strong. I thought you saw glimpses of that at Stoke, even though it wasn't a result we wanted. We finished quite strong. again this game, and I say to the players, I want our hardest game to be in training, basically. And if we can go 11v11 in training and it's full intensity and you're literally hands on knees at the end of it, then you know you're working hard, you're preparing yourself for the matches. So fitness is a big part of the way we play, and you saw that like I say, I don't ever want to come off a pitch and think we've been outrun, we've been outworked. And I haven't done since I've been here as a manager, ever felt we've been outrun by anyone. And if you've got that as a base, you've got a chance.
Now you've taken on Coventry, done brilliantly under Frank Lampard. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting a very challenging match, very attacking team. I mean, you see the amount of goals that they've scored. I think they've scored the most in the league. Strong at home, obviously. You know, it's a derby match as well. You know, we need to be really tuned into that, and it's going to be a quick start to the match. I've got no doubt about that. But a very good attacking team. Some of their forward players are, you know, as we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years, are very, very strong at this level. So, but at the same time, I'm sure, you know, it's a game that our players are looking forward to. We've got always something to prove and to try and show how good we are.
Well, Chris Davis and Birmingham's opponents tomorrow. Coventry, currently unbeaten this season. They're also the league's highest scorers. Their manager, Frank Lampard, isn't getting carried away despite the positive start.
5 games in, I think that's a big call because there's a long, long way to go. A small foundation, yeah. The pre-season that we've worked, the way we started, the performance, as I keep saying, has been good. But I also know this game can kick you in the teeth very quickly and things can change very quickly. So it's a very small, it's like a first step of where we're at. And we have a busy week coming up now of 3 games and all challenging for different reasons. So I'm trying not to overly play this down. I just understand football and the challenges. So we just need to keep trying to improve and keep going and keep going.
And a reminder, you can hear live commentary of both Coventry against Birmingham on Talksport 2 tomorrow. Our coverage gets underway at 12 p.m. And we bring you a big game in the Championship after that. The league leaders, Middlesbrough, travelling to Southampton at 3 p.m. Borough unbeaten so far in Rob Edwards' first 6 games in charge. Despite this, though, he also isn't getting carried away.
It's a great start. I don't see all the stuff, you know, that you guys then will talk about. So I've been made aware of what it means from a start and a league start, which is great. You know, it is good, but it's hard to think of anything else other than just the next game. And I know it's the boring answer, but I know it is, but I can't think of anything else other than Southampton at the moment and then what's coming up next week. So all our focus is just on that. So we're not patting ourselves on the back. It's good, of course it is. It's great to have the points in the bag and build some belief and confidence, and that's fantastic. But you quite quickly judged again on the next one. So let's go and perform well again.
A Southampton Borough, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here, exclusively live on Talksport 2. Just to let you know, Fleetwood and Rose now tied with Griffin and Duchambeau in the golf. It means that Europe are up in 2, the United States up in 1 of the 4 balls, with one of those matches tied. Still some way to go. Let's head back now to the Hawthorns. Looks like there could be changes afoot. The players making their way back out for the start of the second half of West Bromwich Albion 1, Leicester City 0. I'll leave you in the company of the former Scotland striker Chris Iwelumo and Talksport's Jim Proudfoot.
Hugh, thank you. We're going to see the Argentinian Julian Carranza come on, a player that scored in the knockout stages of the Champions League last season at the San Siro, no less. He's on loan from Feyenoord at Leicester. He made his debut for the last 25 minutes at Coventry last week. He's going to get 45 minutes here. Don't know as yet who he's going to be coming on for, whether he's going to be playing up front, nor whether he's going to be playing maybe in Jordan James's role as a number 10 in behind Ayew. Albion are out for the second half. They're unchanged. The Leicester players are making their way out. Ayew is there, and it is Jordan James who will be replaced. So Carranza for James, Chris, at the start of the second half.
Yeah, again, I think it's you're looking at the quality that Leicester have had down both flanks. Fatawu and then Mavididi, good quality coming into the box. So again, Carranza, can he go, arrive, have that nick, arriving at the right time, creating opportunities, causing a little bit of chaos as well, but good technical player, comfortable picking up, finds those little pockets, but he needs to have that understanding with Ayew, who's always going to be trying to go in behind as well. But there has been good quality come into the box from Leicester, both sides.
Well, they also have the option of playing Carranza through the middle and dropping Ayew back in. into the number 10. It can be a very fluid arrangement. Be interesting to see which way they go. It is going to be Albion that will get us back underway. They're defending the Smethwick end here at the Hawthorns in this second half. And attacking the Birmingham Road end away to our left-hand side. Leading by a goal to nil. Samuel Illing Jr. on 10 minutes with his first goal in English football. Albion playing the ball forward here with Malumbi. Illing Jr. who started on the left-hand side in this second half, and they've switched around with Johnston going out to the right. Here is Illing Jr. again. Maybe they feel that might get a little bit more luck in behind Ricardo Pereira. Price can get the ball across here. Hegerber going down inside the penalty area. And now as he's back on his feet, he's got his hands outstretched looking at referee Stephen Martin, but nothing's given.
Yeah, there is a come together, Samari and Hegerber there. But again, fantastic play. Just West Brom picking up second balls. Isaac Price down this left-hand side. He's had the quality to get his head up and just fire it across with the outside of the right foot. And Isaiah just playing him that number 10 in behind, allowing Carranza to play up top.
Here's Fass. 5 yards inside his own half. Then that little bit deeper as he gets it back from Yannick Vestergaard. Now work forward towards Samare. Luke Thomas out on the Leicester left. Patient build-up here from the Foxes, trying to get themselves back into this game. They have had a much better record in the second half of matches this season than in the first. In the first, before tonight, scored 2, conceded 4. The second half of the game, scored 6, conceded 1. And they've got the ball here with Mavididi trying to take on one challenge too many. Looked as though it had been won cleanly by Nat Phillips, but the referee has said he was fouled, and there's a yellow card, possibly for dissent as much as the initial challenge that is shown. And Mavadidi's won a free kick in a really good position for Leicester. It's about 6 or 7 yards outside the box, slightly left of centre. Nice angle on it.
Oh, it has to be for dissent. I thought the challenge was good there. He went contact with the ball. Yes, Mavididi had to jump the challenge as well, but yeah, all ball intent there as well. Got to be for dissent, but fantastic quality from Mavididi as well. Very direct, getting past his men. But Nat Phillips, timely challenge.
Well, it looked like it, but the referee has given the free kick. And I think it's Malumbi, he's one of the players, certainly for West Brom, was desperately trying to get a message across to the West Bromwich Albion staff, asking for a little bit of clarification about something. They've lined up a 4-man wall. Phillips behind it. Jordan Ayew, there's no real sense of there being any disguise on this. It's going to be Ayew who is going to be trying his luck. He stands level with the ball at the moment. His left foot right by the ball. Now he takes 3, 4, 5 steps back. And he's going to run up almost parallel to this ball and bend it right-footed straight into the Albion wall. I think he was expecting they were going to jump. But he didn't hit it low enough if they had done. Another ball comes in, Vestergaard meeting that. But Harry Winks' cross is just headed down into the ground and Griffiths can make a comfortable save. Still 1-0 to West Brom.
Yeah, it's fantastic ball in from Harry Winks as well. And Vestergaard read the flight of the ball excellently well. Again, just into the ground. I think he's just hit the target. Hit the target there on the full. I guess he had to generate the power as well.
Now West Brom have won a throw. It's been quite a stop-start to this second half, but an effort on target from Leicester City, their first of the game. We were talking about that Samuel Illing Jr. goal at half-time, and the fact that the XG really reflected the quality of the strike. It had an XG of just 0.1. To contrast that, the best chance of the first half was the one that Ricardo Pereira missed. That was 0.6, so that's almost as good as a penalty. The quality of that chance that he put wide of the far post from about 6 yards out. West Brom turning in possession. Work it forward over halfway. Hegerber making a run. Illing Jr. Great ball back out towards the right-hand side. Chance for Mikey Johnston to deliver. And as he fires the cross in, he's got it all wrong. He smacked it maybe twice as hard as he needed to, and it shanked off the outside of his right boot and has gone halfway back the Birmingham Road end.
Yeah, it's excellent play though, and I've got to say Illing Jr., fantastic ball as well. It was into Hegerberg, it was over hit, but he was onto it in a flash, putting Mikey Johnson in, and with the quality that Mikey Johnson's got as well. Isaac Price is going mad at him there, puts his hands, he apologises. He has to have he does have the composure, he does have the quality just to get his head up and pick the right pass.
So Leicester playing out from the back with 5 minutes into the second half. Winks able to turn, gets it forward for Jordan Ayew. Ayew that little bit deeper. They haven't been able to get Carranza into the game at all as yet after he came on for Jordan James at half time. Winks has it now, played down towards Fatawu on the right flank, whose ball in has been cleared by Taylor. It goes out of play for a Leicester throw. They've taken that quickly. Finding Harry Winks. Leicester in their change kit tonight of pink shirts with a black stripe, one black stripe down the front, and black shorts. Ball in from Winks that's cleared. Comes for Vestergaard inside the centre circle. Now comes down towards Winks again. Winks for Fass. Fass controlling the ball on halfway. Down towards Fatawu. The way things have gone so far, with possession about 60-40 in the first half. In the second half, it's even more marked in Leicester's favour in these very early stages. They've got it again now with Samare, who's making a good third man run. He's pulled the ball back for Mavididi. Steffi Mavididi with a little step over, fashions a right-footed ball in, but it was a little bit too hot for Tawu coming in at the far post. Beats him and goes out of play in front of the away fans for a goal kick.
Yeah, a little bit too much on that one, but I've got to say excellent quality. Harry Winks has put in a couple of fantastic balls. Mavididi, for me, has to just take it on, take the shot on. He's tried to take a touch, poor touch, and then no one's alive to it. I think Somali's closest one to it. They don't take responsibility. They allow Nat Phillips to drive out. But I've got to say, getting a lot of ball in wide areas, and it's good quality coming in.
Vestergaard heads away from Hegerberg, but straight down for Johnston. Johnston able to make good ground towards the edge of the penalty area. Tries to slip the ball to Malumbi, making a run outside him. And his cross, I thought, took a deflection off a Leicester player, but a goal kick is given. And although there were some protests from Malumbi himself, none of the Albion fans behind that goal were up in arms, and that probably tells its own story. 7 gone second half. West Brom 1, Leicester 0 here on Talksport 2. Coventry Birmingham tomorrow, our next EFL game, 12:30 here on Talksport 2. And then Southampton Middlesbrough. Alex Mowat inside the penalty area as he played the wrong pass there. It's ended up hitting a Leicester defender. It was caught by Stolarczyk before it went out of play, although it was a close run thing. That's what the protests are about. Now Leicester work it forward, and Carranza can't hold it up at all. It's just bounced off him.
Yeah,
and West Brom win it back.
He's got to do better, Jim, hasn't he? You know, I've got to say, I think there, Alex Mowat, great link-up play. Mikey Johnson, quality of pass as well. Alex Mowat in that position, gets his head up. Just make sure that the pass has a little bit of quality on it there. Tries to go with the outside of the left boot. It was never on. It was never on. Carranza, you know, you've come into the game, you have to get up to speed very, very quickly. Finding great little pockets as well, but the ball's got to stick. You've got to allow Leicester to come up and get players around you there as well.
Throw to be taken over on the West Bromwich Albion right. One other scoreline of note from across the continent tonight. Bayern Munich leading Werder Bremen 3-0 with about 10 minutes to go. Harry Kane scored 2 tonight, including his 100th goal for Bayern Munich already. He's already on 100 in about, I don't know exactly what the figure is, about 110 games, something like that. But another milestone for just an extraordinary goal scorer. Ball over the top from Mo. It's a good ball as well, but Price has made his run too early. Actually fired wide anyway, but the flag was up against him. Free kick, which Albion will take just outside their box. 9 minutes gone. Second half, West Brom 1, Leicester 0.
Yeah, he's went a little bit too early there, but he's always asking. And to be fair now, the players are looking for it. Look at this. Look at that front 5, front 6 of West Brom now going and pressing, really trying to force the issue. They nearly won it back, or have they? Malumbi.
Not quite. It was close. Thomas. Then diverting the ball forward. The Albion picking it up at the back. They've given a better account of themselves in this second half, really. They seem to be in more control of the game than they were in the first. They're having slightly more spells of attacking threat, and they have it again here with Alex Mowat. Ball worked down to Charlie Taylor right in front of us. We're stationed about 20 yards inside the half that the Albion are attacking in this second period. Taylor caught by Fatawu. The yelp of pain from here. And it's a free kick to West Brom and a chance to load the penalty area.
Yeah, I think keeping the ball very, very well. Taylor and Mowat there. Fatawu's on the front foot, he's close enough to make the contact, just a little tangle of legs. It is a free kick, soft one, but definitely free kick. But West Brom are in control. Comfortable, Jim. Comfortable.
If they win, it'll be 4 wins from the first 7 league games of this season. 13 points. It will take them above Coventry and Preston and Leicester and Bristol City and Stoke. From 7th up to 2nd tonight if they hold on. Mowat with the ball forward, out of the right-hand side of the penalty area, but the referee immediately, as soon as the ball was in the air, gave a free kick to Leicester for some pushing and shoving that was going on inside their box.
Yeah, there's just no need, is it? Nat Phillips experienced, George Campbell as well. Just go and keep it alive. Go and compete. Not a bad ball in as well.
Latest in the Ryder Cup. Europe ahead in 2, level in 1 and behind in 1 of the 4 games out on the course at the moment. Remember, 3-1 up from this morning's session. If it ends that way, there'll be 5.5, 2.5 up. Ball in from Fatawu. Carranza going up for it, trying to bring it down. He's done well at the second attempt to try and keep it alive, climbing over the top of Mowat, but he fouled him. And it's a free kick. So, Julian Carranza, as I mentioned, on loan from Feyenoord. He's a player whose goals are about 1 in 3.5 games throughout his career. He's never been particularly prolific, but it's a tidy odd rate of 60-odd goals in his career so far. Interesting signing, but yet to really get up to speed with the Championship tonight. Here's Ayew. Certainly better times ahead for a player that's got a good reputation. Ayew laying the ball back. It's gone straight out of play, and Thomas is going to take a throw. Must just have taken a touch off Johnston. Back for Vestergaard. Give it 10 minutes. I'll ask you for your opinions on Carranza, his strengths and weaknesses as a fellow striker. What you think he brings to the party, where he can improve. Ball played out to the Leicester right. It's Fatawu. Controls it, plays it behind square for Samare. Samare going out to the Leicester City left. Mavadini went down really easily there. It was no foul by Campbell. And Campbell can clear and play an excellent ball forward for Price. Price did well to make something of it. He just feathered a square ball into the path of Hegerberg. Norwegian goes back for Campbell. It's really neat and tidy football from West Brom, very easy on the eye.
Yeah. Phillips
into Mowat. Mowat to Mepham. Mepham back to his goalkeeper. Griffiths wants to touch. He's put under pressure from Carranza, but he's siphoned it safely out of the box to Phillips. West Brom stringing maybe 20 passes together in this move. And now trying to get the ball forward down towards the left-hand side. Ryan Mason telling Charlie Taylor to get on his bike and make the early run into space. And he's done that. Attacked the space, brought the ball under control. The Albion still able to make their way forward, as the former Albion fan Mark Townsend is remembered by his compatriots. Albion fan that we lost recently, and he's just being remembered now. Here's Jordan Ayew. Bringing the ball forward, slipping it down the inside right channel. Carranza. Phillips has gone with him every step of the way. He controls it, back to his goalkeeper. And he should be able to clear Griffiths. He can. He's worked it forward through the midfield again towards Isaac Price. Price then fouled. And play stops and the free kick is given West Brom's way.
Jim, West Brom are completely in control of this game now. You look at that. You're looking at Samari and Winks. They're closer to the defence and the attacking players. The 3 up top are completely isolated, comfortable. Malumbi, Mowat, seeing so much of the ball. There's so many options. Every player in the defensive unit of West Brom, get ball, head up. They've got 2-3 options on. It's nowhere near good enough. They have to work together, Leicester. Make sure the distance between the lines are right. At the minute there, great little ball down the side. But Nat Phillips, he's comfortable. Carranza, he needs to make sure he has more physicality to keep the ball. But there's no urgency. There's no urgency in the front five of Leicester at the minute. West Brom are completely comfortable. Leicester have to go and try and get something out of this game. They have to take risk and try and force the issue at the minute. West Brom are comfortable.
Yeah, Leicester chasing the game, but it's Albion who have drastically improved from the first half to the second half. And if anything, Leicester have gone off the ball. Carranza caught, and that's going to be a yellow card, I think, for Jason Malumbi. He just went in there and caught Carranza, or is he giving it? Has he booked Carranza?
He has
booked Carranza for diving.
Well, fair play. The referee, Stephen Martin, doesn't think there's too much in it. He's tried to make the most of it. Set the bar out there, set the stall out. I've got to say, but he needs to do more for me, Carranza. He's come on, and what I will say, the unfortunate thing is Fatawu and Mavididi haven't had the same influence. They're not seeing the same ball, and they're getting the ball much deeper as well. But that defensive line's so important for Leicester. They have to step up to make sure they're forcing West Brom back. So the likes of Fatawu down that right hand side and Mavididi are having the same impact as they did in the first half, because it was great quality coming into the box.
Well, we talked about the fact that Leicester's performances by and large in the second half of games this season have been better than the first half, but this is the exception that proves the rule. And I don't think it's going to be too long before Marty Cifuentes is looking to his bench again. He's got Bobby De Cordova-Reid, he's got Patson Daka, Jeremy Monga, all attack-minded players that can be called upon. Albion win a free kick as Malumbi's fouled, and that's a sore one for him. He's trying to get back up, and he's back down on his haunches again and might need some treatment.
Well, I feel for Ricardo Pereira there, because Malumbi's driving with the ball. He can't do anything. He stands his ground. You know, if it's given, yeah, okay, there's an argument. If it's not given, I don't think there's too many complaints either.
Free kick to West Brom then, which Mowat will take. Remember, this is a fixture which Leicester have completely dominated in the recent past. They've won the last 5 meetings. They've won the last 6 here. They trail in this one. Albion looking to make it 2-0. The high ball inside the penalty area. Phillips wins it. Oh, it's going to break their way inside the 6-yard box, and it's only the side netting. Massive chance for Campbell. And he should have scored. Probably not the player they wanted that to fall to inside the penalty area. He's only ever scored 4 senior goals in his career. But it was a Leicester clearance from one man in pink that hit another and just bounced Campbell's way. And he's not hit the target.
He's just got to go across goal. When you look at it, Nat Phillips, I've covered West Brom so many times, he wins every single ball in both boxes as well. But it's second phase, you've got to be alive to there. George Campbell does everything right, but he's got to go across goal. He just goes for power and tries to go to that near top corner.
Well, that could end up being a very significant moment. The second bad miss of the game at that end of the ground. Ricardo Pereira guilty of one in the first half. Now, that one from Campbell, arguably even more significant. The ball played down the right-hand side and gone straight out of play through the West Brom penalty area for a goal kick that Griffiths will take away to our right. West Brom still leading by 1-0.
Yeah, Fatawu just had to have more quality there. Be direct as you were in the first half, get at your man, and then you know what, if no one's coming to press you, then can you put end product in, put crosses in?
Well, Leicester are going to make a change on the wing, and Jeremy Monga, who early this season became the youngest player to start a game for Leicester, beating Peter Shilton's long-held record. He'd held that record in his 60 years, and Monga comes on, and he will replace Mavididi. What are your thoughts on Mavididi's performance tonight, Chris?
First half, I was impressed. He was direct. He was making things happen. Always an option, but West Brom would be better. So, he's been receiving the ball in the middle third, but he can still go and try and influence the game. Be direct. Take his player on. Hasn't done that. Been very much isolated.
Thomas has missed his kick. Just came off the bottom of his boot, went back to the edge of his own penalty area. Now Leicester clear, and then Monga's first contribution is to foul Campbell, who has stayed down for a moment. He caught him in the face. There were a few cries of off from some of the Albion fans over on the far side. It's going to be just a free kick, nothing more than that, not even a yellow. The referee Just indicating to Monga that he's got to keep his arms down when he's challenging for one like that.
Yeah, I think it's good officiating, having a little chat. He's come on, he's just arms come up when he's trying to protect the ball. There is contact, the referee's seen it.
So Albion with a free kick. Leicester keeping a high line, 8 yards outside the penalty area. Ball is swung into that area. Right-footed volley, and it's saved. Fell Price's way. He didn't really hit it clean. He went down into the ground and was comfortably saved by Stelacic. Well, if they don't go on and win this game, Ryan Mason will be ruining these missed opportunities. Monga has it now for Leicester, and he's been brought down about 4 yards from the dead ball line. A free kick, which is effectively like a short corner. It's just to the left-hand side of the penalty area. But what a chance for Price.
Yeah, so you want it to fall to as well. Kept put straight back into the danger area. Isaac Price arriving to it, knows exactly where the goal is, reads the flight of the ball, and just the connection. That's all it is. Just make sure the connection is right. The goal doesn't move. You want the goalkeeper there. You'll be disappointed with himself there, but you can't, even Alex Mount there, you can't throw yourself in it, Jeremy Monga. The way that he moves the ball, manipulates it, already committed to the challenge here.
So Pereira going across to take this free kick, is he? No, he's going across to have a word with Ayew. Ayew standing over it. And Pereira's waiting, all but unmarked on the edge of the penalty area, although I think Illing Jr. would get there if it goes in his direction. It's been hitting deeper. Defender and goalkeeper both go for the same ball. Griffiths had got a bit of everything, but was able to paddle it away and out for a corner, which will be taken on the Leicester right-hand side. Their second of the game. Is this one going to be worked short? And again, Pereira and Ayew in discussion with each other about what should happen next. Ayew will spot the ball down. Tau showing for the short one, then makes his way inside the penalty box. Monga making a brisk run in towards Ayew. And it is worked short for the 16-year-old. Monga back for Ricardo Pereira. Onto Harry Winks' right foot. Winks back for Ayew again. Still the penalty area full of pink Leicester shirts. Deflection on the cross when it eventually comes in. Should be easily cleared by the Albion. They've got it out of the penalty area, but the Foxes will be able to bring it forward again. Illing Jr. has been beaten. Brilliant play by Fatawu. Monga, poor pass, and Price gets it away. It looked as though they'd worked the opening. And then Monga undid all the good work from Fatawu. Ryan Mason very animated at the moment on the edge of the West Brom technical area. And happy with the way that they're defending the last couple of minutes. And they play down the side again, Leicester here for Ricardo Pereira, drawing Mepham into the challenge, locking it past him, finding Winks, curving effort, and the goalkeeper took a nervy look over his shoulder and was very grateful to see that one clear the bar.
Well, it's much better from Leicester. Look at that defensive pairing, stepping up. Harry Winks driving forward. Fatawu, this is what you want, getting on the ball, being direct. Ricardo Pereira taking responsibility, driving forward, picking up those little pockets, end product, that's what you want. That defensive line doing the job, but it's about picking up second balls in the right area. I tell you, it's a free kick, offside, I tell you what, it's a tight one.
Ball was played forward towards Hegerberg, and as soon as it was played, Vestergaard was defending and appealing at the same time. But it was only after Hegerberg touched the ball, as the pair of them went up in an aerial challenge, that the flag came up over on the far touchline from Jacob Graham. Free kick to Leicester. Here's Monga, who, notwithstanding that poor pass in a good position a couple of minutes ago, has pepped up this Leicester attack in the second half. He's having a little bit more feistiness from that we saw from Mavadidi. Albion have it with Johnston. He's turned beautifully. He's so elegant when he's in possession, and he's played it forward there towards Illing Jr. and it's hit the referee. The referee knows the pass he's trying to play. He has done his best to get out of the way. Has ended up actually leaning into it.
I'll be honest here, Jim, I'm looking at Stephen Martin. As soon as Mikey Johnston's coming in, as a referee, and I started the course, his movement, he has to get out the way there, because Illing Jr.'s in. He's in. The ball, he's got a full half to run into. He takes that first touch into the 18-yard box as an opportunity to go there. I think the referee has to move.
The second time the ball has hit the ref tonight. Then Albion get a throw that they've taken from the wrong place. So Price, having taken the throw, picks up the ball on the field and then lays it back for George Campbell. Albion are going to be rotating the pack in a moment. We're going to be seeing Madja and Callum Styles, I think. So 2 changes imminent. Leicester bringing the ball forward. Samari going down, diving inside the penalty area. His momentum took him that far, but the contact was clearly outside the box. And a free kick is given. Yellow card for Campbell.
Yeah, fantastic Samari there. Just direct, inviting the challenge. Good quality.
So this free kick is much wider, but it's closer to the edge of the penalty area. It's only about a yard and a half outside the box. Thomas and Ayew, the players standing over this. Christensen's going to be coming on very shortly for Leicester, and Bobby Decordova-Reid will be introduced as well. 20 minutes to go. Can Leicester get themselves back on level terms to set up a frantic finale here? They trail, as they have done now for an hour, to that goal from Samuel Illing Jr. Are you looking the favourite to hit this one in? He clips it in towards the far post, and Albion have been able to deal with it. They win first contact and second, and can clear the ball from Hegeba straight over the line and out of play for a throw. And now changes will be made. It's going to be Albion first. Styles is going to come on for Illing Jr., so that will necessitate a little bit of a reshuffle. Madja for Hegeba is a straight swap. So I think Price will move out wide. Malumbi will push forward to 10. Styles will come in alongside Mowat in midfield. I'm guessing that's what they're going to do. And then Madja coming on to replace Hegeba up front. Josh Madja, who hasn't started a match because of injury since the 4th of January. He has come off the bench in the majority of games this season. Scored against Leicester on the Foxes' last trip here. Leicester will now make changes themselves. Decordova-Reid coming on for Thomas. And Christensen for Ayew. It's not going to work quite like that, obviously. Those are the numbers that they will put up in that order, but Decordova-Reid will be taking the advance role, and Christensen will come on and will take Thomas's place at left back. 18 to go, 1-0 to West Brom.
Yeah, last roll of the dice, isn't it? Bobby Decordova-Reid, good quality, picks up those pockets, direct, great quality with both feet as well. Can he go on and influence the game?
Throw to be taken on the Leicester City right. Fass finding Vestergaard. Vestergaard inside the centre circle, but he's missed winks from close range, and Jason Malumbi is able to pick it up. And he's laid it back. It comes now down towards the Albion left-hand side for Charlie Taylor, who's had a solid debut for the club after his move from Southampton. Griffiths working through the midfield. Madja comes deep to meet it and tries to turn it over his shoulder, where Christensen then can defend the ball under pressure from Price, and he goes out for a throw that'll be taken on the Leicester left, midway inside their own half. 1-0 Chris Uwelemo with 17 minutes to go. Leicester rotating the pack, making changes, but are they going to be effective? What else do they need to do?
Well, this is it. I think they're using the ball well, playing through the thirds, but that defensive line just need to step up. They need to play in the right areas, try and find the little pockets. Carranza showing, Bobby Decordova-Reid showing, but I think it's going to be down Fatawu down the right side, and Monga.
Pereira, left-footed curver, which he started far too wide and it never came back in. He has scored a couple of goals this season, one at home to Birmingham, one at Oxford, but unable to hit the target there, Ricardo Pereira. 16 to go in the golf. Europe are still ahead, 3 up with 5 to play in the Straka-Rahn game. Fleetwood and Rose level with Griffin and DeChambeau through 12. Also through 12, Young and Thomas 5 up for the USA against Aberg and Højgaard. And McElroy and Lowry 2 up through 11 against Burns and Cantlay. So Europe ahead in 2, 1 all square, down in 1 that they are about to lose. That Aberg and Højgaard game. 16 to go. West Brom 1, Leicester 0 here on Talksport 2. Given away by Fass. One back by Mowat. Played down the line by Callum Styles, but that was cut out. The Hungarian international couldn't quite thread it through and only had a couple of little nibbles at Fatawu. Free kick to Leicester. They wanted to take it quickly. Taylor stopped that happening, and Fass took exception to that. The referee's just told everyone to get on with it. Fass. So the game goes into the final 15 minutes. Fatawu in possession again. Still 1-0 after that 10th minute goal given away by Ricardo Pereira. There's a sloppiness about a lot of Leicester's approach play at the moment. That's the 2 or 3 routine passes that have gone astray in the last minute or so.
Has to be better. You know, just get a little bit of momentum. You know, you're bringing players on to try and influence the game, but it's about keeping the ball, moving it with urgency as well, really trying to kind of move West Brom about, but the quality's just not been there at all for Leicester.
Diving header from Fass inside the centre circle. Goes up in the air. The back pass, just for a moment, looked as though it was going to be too short for Griffiths. Carranza put the pressure on. Griffiths read the script early enough and came out, alleviated the threat and can get West Brom going again. Griffiths hoping for what would be his 3rd clean sheet of the season. So he got a couple of dozen or so West Brom first team games behind him, but getting his chance after the departure of Alex Palmer. Here's his opposite number, Stalacic. Working it outside his penalty area for the blonde-haired Christensen. Christensen, the Danish international, bringing it forward. Leicester again, can't get too far forward.
Jim, Carranza's got to come across. He's got to come across and present himself. And Christensen, he's getting his head up, he's driving forward, he's got no options. At the minute, he's not doing nothing for me. Carranza, he's got to affect Mepham. Mepham's control. Nat Phillips on the ball now. Look, there's no urgency there.
Well, he came on to replace Jordan James at half-time. And Ayew dropped deeper as a result of that. And if anything, they were weaker in both positions after that change was made. I mean, I know that hindsight is a wonderful thing. Fatawu's got it on the Leicester right. He's just given a shove to the ground there. West Brom players don't like the decision. I think it is the correct one. Yeah. And it's a free kick to Leicester about 10 yards outside the Albion box.
So Fatawu there, I think when he gets the ball, he's so direct with it, 100%. Stephen Martin, the referee's got that one spot on. 2 hands on the back as well, as he's a little bit off balance. But they need to be given these balls. Jeremy Monga, can he influence the game? Can he get on the ball a little bit more? Bobby Dickard over Reeds as well. Has he touched it? You know, he's running about. He needs to present. He needs to make sure that he can showcase exactly what he's about.
The night when Leicester have still only had 1 attempt on target. They've had almost twice as many shots as West Brom, but haven't had the accuracy to go with them. Free kick here to Leicester. 2-man wall. Ricardo Pereira bends it over that wall and it's headed away. Good touch from Phillips, who's had a good night. Ball picked up by Monga, down by the corner flag. Laid back for Winks. Winks to Ricardo Pereira, and Winks just dropped even deeper to receive a return ball. Christensen then plays it up the left-hand touchline. Monga, very neat and tidy. Deckled over Reed, far too much on it. He's cleared Carranza, who's his only target, and he had 3 Albion players around him. And Griffiths watches it wide. Well,
I'd rather Bobby Deckled over Reed just open up and take the shot on there. 25, 26 yards from goal. Or take the touch into the box. He wasn't under any pressure. I don't understand why he's trying to feel that little chip into the back post area for Carranza to go and attack.
Just feels as though this game's slipping away from Leicester. And I think Martin Cifuentes will be really disappointed with the manner of the defeat if they were to lose this. They've only had the 1 league defeat since he came to the club. That was against Preston. A result which looks better now than perhaps it did at the time, with the outstanding start that North End have made this season. They're up in the top 5 at the moment. Level on points with Leicester. West Brom will be 2 above the pair of them if it stays this way. Here's Carranza. Oh, it was better. He's dropping deep and linking up the play, playing the way that he's facing. Christensen out towards Monga. Back for Christensen again. Winks showing in support. Still no real tempo or incision from Leicester in the midfield. And then the free kick is given against Samare, when had the referee played the advantage, Mowat had the ball and would have been able to drive into space.
Yeah, again, I think it was a challenge that Samari had to make on Callum Styles. West Brom comfortable at the minute, really in control, picking the right pass, slowing it down when they have to.
And they got it again on the left-hand touchline. Charlie Taylor playing it forward. Styles obediently chasing after it. Fast. Hooks the ball out aerially towards the touchline. It was kept in by Samare. Now Vestergaard in a more central area. Looks as though he's going to go out to the left and then changed his mind and has played the other way towards Ricardo Pereira. Samare with the ball down the right-hand side for Carranza. We welcome listeners from Talksport back to the Hawthorns. West Brom leading Leicester still through that Samuel Illing Jr. goal. It was 10 minutes in. We're now 10 minutes from time. And there have been very little signs of a Leicester fight back. There have been a couple of moments at the other end. West Brom have spurned a couple of really good opportunities, notably one for George Campbell that would have made the game safe. Leicester have made a variety of changes. They're just about to make their last one with Patson Daka coming on, but none of them, with the exception of Monga for Mavididi, have really strengthened them. Chris Uwelimo watching the game with me. I think Marty Cifuentes will be really disappointed with the way that Leicester played in this second half.
Well, he says he wants his team to have personality at the minute. I think when they conceded the goal against the run of play, they showed character, they controlled the game, they got into good areas, good quality coming into the box. Just that final bit was missing, that final little bit of quality. Second half been nowhere near the same levels. West Brom actually been the better team in complete control, as we are.
And they play ball back in now, and Madja just trying to stretch behind him to wrap his right foot around a shot, which has flicked off the nearest Leicester defender. Wrong-footed the goalkeeper, but spun wide for a corner.
Well, it's quality. Mikey Johnson down that right-hand side. Now, he's taking his man on. He gets the yard, has the quality to stretch it. Put a quality ball in for Madja, who's tussling with the defender, gets the contact on. It's great defending in the end, though, Jim.
So 8 minutes to go, and a corner to be taken on the West Bromwich Albion right. Second goal now, and you feel that the destiny of the points is set in stone. Albion flooding the penalty area. They've got 3-6 inside the 6-yard box. One of them, Nat Phillips, is just jockeying for position with Vestergaard, who's being calmed down by referee Stephen Martin. Palmer waiting, hands on hips, unmarked, about 10-11 yards from goal. It's going to be Mowat to swing this in left-footed from the far side. Hitting it in deep, plenty of swerve on it, comfortably caught by the goalkeeper. Leicester with 8 minutes to go, desperately trying to make something happen for themselves. The game continuing live for you right now on Talksport 2. It's West Brom 1, Leicester 0.
So important there. Solachiki comes out, good hands as well, but can he start the attack? Can he start the tempo of the game? Can he up it?
We ended up having to put the brakes on. Ultimately, very nearly carried it outside the penalty area in his eagerness to be able to throw the ball forward quickly. And just caught in two minds, I think. He took an extra step and then realised just as he got to the edge of the penalty area, he still had the ball in his hands, put the brakes on and didn't quite carry it out. Vestergaard to Harry Winks. The Albion fans trying to sing their side over the line with 7 minutes to go here in the Black Country. West Brom in possession. Played forward through the midfield and given away. And Carranza with a snapshot from 25 yards out, having been gifted possession. Could have taken it on, and he went for glory first time and has missed the target by 4 yards.
That's what he has to do better. Basically 4v4 there it was. Carranza takes a great touch inside, but he's not affected the defender in front of him. Can he take another touch? As soon as he affects the defender, then he can actually release it or take the shot on. But he's trying for the worldly goal there. It was never on.
And Jed Wallace is going to be coming on in a moment for West Brom, who still lead 1-0. Fass. Samare to his left-hand side for Christensen. Christensen's a high ball down the inside left channel. The defensive header not great. It's picked up by Patson Daka. Deckled over Reeds. Asked a lot of Monga, who can keep it in actually down on the dead ball line, but was forced in picking up possession to go down towards the corner flag. Couple of neat step overs from him, and then he plays it in behind Deckled over Reed, and Albion clear. Now they'll be able to break. Madja turning back inside, getting it out towards the right. Johnston trying to take on his man and wins a corner off Christensen.
Well, it's an excellent break, isn't it? Madja, good close control, knows for a fact that Mikey Johnson's breaking his neck down that right-hand side as well. Gets in the ball, what does he do? 1v1, wins a corner kick. Casper anymore, just slow it down, in complete control. Again, Jeremy Monga, I need more from you. You've came on, have you influenced the game? Get at your man, get in the box, make things happen. Poor pass to Decordova-Reid.
Well, Johnson's going to come off, and Jed Wallace will come on to replace him, but a big ovation for Johnston, who's had another decent night.
Yeah, well, you know what you're going to get, consistency. He needs to do it game in, game out, Jim. You know, he's got the quality to create, score goals himself, so direct with it. Fantastic, that low centre of gravity, good control of the ball. He's been good tonight.
And Johnston comes off, and Wallace will come on to replace him. He's only played against Leicester once in his career before, Jed Wallace, and he scored that day. It was back in April 2024. So Wallace is on. Not too far short of 90 goals in his career now for the veteran winger. And he takes his place inside the penalty area here. Another real crowd scene in front of Stolarczyk. Corner worked in, plenty of in-swing, heads go up for it, but no contact of note made by Phillips. It just brushed off his forehead rather than being a clean contact, and it's gone wide.
He's still got to do better, Jim. He's read the flight of the ball ever so well, and to be fair, he's been excellent in both boxes. It's always that Phil, it's that first contact, isn't it? Great ball in. He's got to try and generate the power there, but he's 2 yards from goal. Just make sure you hit the target. Ask the question.
Well, if Leicester find an equaliser, Ryan Mason will be deeply frustrated because of the chances, and some presentable ones that Albion have had to kill the game off. Still, they lead, though, 1-0. A fixture that has been a real bogey one for them over the last few years. They're, 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time away from beating Leicester for the first time here at the Hawthorns for 15 years. Robert Corrin, the hero that day. Callum Stiles has given it away. Harry Winks has got it. Plays round Mowat to get it out towards Monga. Monga has done well. He's got the better of Stiles, and then Mowat's fouled him. No, he's dived, and he's going to get a yellow card for it. It's the second Leicester player cautioned for diving in this second half.
There's just no need for it. He's done fantastic little bit of skill to take it past Mowat as well, but he's left the foot in there. He's actually kicked Mowat. I've got to say, referee Steve Martin, he's been outstanding, positioning wise as well, albeit he has been hit twice.
Yeah, he's just waiting for Monga to get back up to his feet. He's got the yellow card in his hand, and it is shown now to the 16-year-old. It's the first yellow card of the season. Albion going to be making another change with Toby Collier, the defensive-minded midfielder on loan from Manchester United, about to come on. Just be another body behind the ball for the minutes that remain. Marty Cifuentes was complaining about the yellow card that was shown to Monga, and he too has been cautioned. Monga's back on his feet and is in a great degree of pain. He's making his way towards the halfway line, and he's still rubbing his left thigh. He's not moving with a great degree of fluidity. Albion make the change. Collier for Mowat, so it's a straight swap in the midfield for the closing stages. Collier has now come off the bench in each of the last 6 league games. Ball headed on by Isaac Price. Leicester need to get it forward. They've got 90 seconds plus stoppage time. Collier trying to flick it on there towards Madja. He's been fouled. And Vestergaard is furious, but a free kick to West Brom in a really good position, 8 yards outside the box, left of centre.
Well, he knew he was going to take a solo on there, Madja. Just got there first. Vestergaard was already committed to the challenge. There is contact. Referee's got it spot on again. I don't understand why there's so much argument. I think it's just frustration having a go at a few players as well.
And he's going to get a yellow card, and rightly so, Vestergaard, because he gesticulated to the crowd. He was getting stick, and he turned, and he gestured towards them, so he has been cautioned as well.
Just frustration as well there. Good play from Josh Madja.
So Albion with a free kick. that Jed Wallace and Isaac Price are orchestrating. 4 in the Leicester wall. The third from the left of those is Vestergaard. So, as the tallest man, he's in a position that anything that curves over the wall, he should get a head to it. It's gone through the wall. Good save. And then on the rebound, Madger blazes it over the bar. Great strike from Wallace. Straight through that wall. Goalkeeper dived to his right. Got his body behind it. It came down for Madger. He had to score. And he's missed. And still it's 1-0 as we go into 5 added minutes.
He does. He has to score 100%. What I will say, good reaction from Stolarczyk as well. Got himself up, made it big. Madger thinking, I have to hit it into the roof of the net. Puts it over. So keeper reacted well, but has to still be in the back of the net, that one from Madger.
West Brom will feel that they've done enough to win this a couple of times. But still, it's 1-0. Great run down the left by Price. Then a great backheel flick from him. Collier is through. Left-hand side of the box. Toby Collier. And he's tried to angle it across the face of the keeper and inside the far post. And he's missed by a couple of feet. Very nearly the first goal of his career.
Yeah, fantastic quality from Isaac Price down this left-hand side. Collier's in. I'm thinking, can you put it across in between the last defender and goalkeeper for Madger to go and attack? Takes that extra touch so you know that he's going to get the shot away. Waits a little bit longer as well, trying to find that bottom right-hand corner. Has to hit the target there, Jim.
What an assist that would have been from Price, though. Great play, and then took 3 Leicester players out of it with the unforeseen backheel flick down the touchline. Leicester work it forward. Still trailing 1-0. A side that have seen half their goals this season come from substitutes. So can the likes of Carranza or Daka influence proceedings here? They've got a corner as Carranza attacks the near post and Mepham heads it away.
Yeah, fantastic ball in, good defending. Like you say, body positioning's right. Mepham going to make sure that it's a first contact when it comes into the West Brom box. They've been organised, communicating all the time.
So nearly every pink shirt is forward. Winks waits on the edge of the penalty area, or just on the edge of the D actually. He's just taken a couple of steps back. But apart from him and the corner taker and Stolarczyk, everybody is in there to attack this. Short one towards Monga, waiting on the edge of the penalty area. Could work here for Leicester. This could be the game in a nutshell. 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. Leicester corner into the near post, looking for the near post flick, wasn't forthcoming. Albion clear it. Winks can run round that and keep Leicester on the front foot. Play down towards Fatawu. His ball in towards the far post. Right-footed volley back across the face, and goal and in. And they've rescued it deep in stoppage time. All those West Bromwich Albion chances, but Bobby Decordova-Reid takes one at the far post for Leicester. They've got out of jail. West Brom should have had it won. And the fans head for the exits, having seen 2 points evaporate.
It's just a great ball into the box. Good awareness, knows exactly where the goal is. It's just about technique, isn't it? Make sure it's a lot of bodies as well. I do feel for Josh Griffiths there as well. Excellent goal. And it's like you say, if you ask the question, you force the issue. Quality into the box, it's so important. But end product, Martí Cifuentes will be delighted with the timing of that, but I've got to say it's not deserved.
Bobby Decordova-Reid in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. First goal of the season for him. And West Brom will be fuming. Ryan Mason stands now motionless, arms folded across his body. They've had so many good chances to win it. Madger and Campbell particularly missing really, really good ones. But ultimately, not to be. 1-1. Now Leicester pushing forward. Carranza chasing. But the ball is laid back for Griffiths, and Griffiths can clear. 1-1, Chris, a minute to go.
Yeah, again, it's one of them. You have to force the issue, you have to put quality in the box, take necessary risks to try and get back in the game. Like you say, it was a an excellent bit of quality. Again, going to go kicking on now, trying to go and get the winner.
Well, it's a throw, and Fatahu's going to stop Price taking that. Taylor taking that quickly, so he gets a yellow card. They're mounting up pretty quickly here for Leicester. It's going to be a throw which will be taken on the Albion left. They're inside their own half. Thrown forward, just a little shove. Albion have got it with Wallace. Wallace hooking it forward. Albion chasing after it fast. Should get there. I think that Decordova-Reid shot, which was going towards the bottom right-hand corner, hit Phillips on the way through. And that wrong-footed Griffiths. And he was beaten. Albion, can they create one last chance? 1-1 deep in stoppage time. Ball clipped in by Collier. Inside the penalty area for Campbell. Winks. Did he handle it? Referee says no, and Campbell hasn't even got the corner that he thought he should have had either. And it's going to be a goal kick, and there's barely time to take it.
Yeah, great little ball, fantastic run for George Campbell. I think he's just got to fire it across the face of goal, or go for goal himself there. Don't allow the ball to bounce, especially when the clock is running down the way that it is. So disappointed for them. They've been good second half.
Goal kick is taken by Stolarczyk, and that is that, and the points are shared. And they really are 2 points that have got away for West Bromwich Albion. But credit to Leicester hanging in there, showing good character on a day when they were significantly below par. And yet they still had the persistence, forced a late set piece, and Bobby Decordova-Reid's volley hitting that Phillips and getting Leicester a share of the spoils. Real frustration here from Ryan Mason and West Brom. They've missed the opportunity to go up to second in the table. They climb into the top six. Leicester up to third after this finishes 1-1.
Yes, Leicester sit with 12 points from 7 games, 4 points off the leaders, Middlesbrough. It's 11 points from 7 games for West Bromwich Albion. In the end, it ends with a little bit of heartbreak, especially considering the number of chances they had in the game. But a little bit earlier on, we got a mutual friend, Chris, that supports West Bromwich Albion, and I spoke to him a little bit earlier on before the game, and I said, in all the West Brom games I've seen this season, it has come down to moments. Either moments that they haven't taken their opportunity or moments they've made mistakes in front of their own goal. It has been fine margins in the games that they've won and the games that they've lost recently.
Yeah.
It will hurt, but it's becoming a bit of a habit.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You know, in a game where they had to kind of weather the storm in the first half, but they get the goal against their own play, then they start to improve, see a lot more of it. Second half, I thought they were excellent. They chose their moments, they created those moments. There's some big chances, wasn't it? Isaac Price, that's who you want the ball falling to there. He knows he has to do better. Read the flight of the ball, the connection. Josh Madger gambling, going in for the rebound again, has to hit the target, has to make hit the back of the net there. So they've been punished for not being clinical enough. You know, it will hurt Ryan Mason.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, he's making it very clear exactly how he feels. He's just walked off the pitch at the Hawthorns, shaking his head as he walked all the way across the pitch, letting everyone know he's in disbelief over what he's just seen from his team. They had to take those chances in the second half. You have to give them credit for how they play, created real pressure for Leicester City. And I listen, Marty Cifuentes is applauding the away support, the Leicester fans that have made their way to the Hawthorns tonight. They've got a point at the death, but ultimately it's another late goal that they've needed to score. Is it a worrying or a pleasing sign for Leicester that once again, even though they haven't played near their true potential, they end up taking something from the game?
Well, of course, you take it as a positive when they got the goal, how the game was going, that they've got something out of it. But the way that they started to concede the goal that they did is poor. They reacted off the back of that. They controlled the game. Good quality going into the box. I think Jim alluded to it before the game. They need to bring in that striker, that player that's going to go and get 15, 20 goals. Because at the minute, there's great quality coming in and there's no one there to finish it, Hugh.
Just tell me about the equalising goal. It actually got flashed across from Bobby Decordova-Reid, but it was flicked into his own net by Nathaniel Phillips. He didn't know much about it. He was just trying to divert it away from goal. It bounced, hit his shin, flew into the back of the net. Could they have defended that situation better?
Well, one, stop the cross from coming in. There's something in that Phillips. He's been excellent in both boxes. Just go make sure it's the first contact when the cross is coming in. It's the West Brom contact. For me, Bobby Decordova-Reid can't have that time and space to take the shot on in the first place. He was out there. He was on his own. He had time, the flight of the ball, the technique was good. Put it back into the area, if it's on target or not. Nat Phillips, you have to react to that. Someone's got to get closer, stop the cross coming in, but then when it does come in, make sure it's a West Brom contact first and foremost.
It's another big game in the Championship. The spoils are shared between West Bromwich Albion and Leicester City. I think there's much for both managers to ponder moving forward.